Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Once Upon a Time in the Old World, our Warhammer game on a Wednesday night. I'm your games master. My name's Jim, and these are my players.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Johann von Erfinder, the human student engineer, and I have spent my XP on some more ballistic skill.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm Hagen Ritter von Delbers, the squire to the Order of the White Wolf, and I spent my experience on agility closing out my squire requirements, so I'm that close to making knight.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm playing Gerhard Ikram, Wizard Apprentice, and I spent my experience on weapon skill because I have to, so I cannot be an apprentice anymore.
Lad, I be Mordek, the Dowie, and I ain't be spending any XP today.
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm playing Carolyn Rademacher, and I have spent my XP on some weapon skill.
Hi all, I'm Dan. I'm playing Ilmarin, the elf envoy, and I have spent my XP on noble etiquette because I need to be more posh than Prancy.
Okay, cool. So, I believe we're on episode 4 now. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the party have travelled to Ubersreik, got in a little bit of trouble there, and last week they travelled to do a bit of diplomacy with a Bretonian force that was staging to the south of Ubersreik with the possible intentions of invading Ubersreik. They made it into the camp just, and they got to meet with the Duke of the Bretonian army. Duke
Sanguinor, wasn't it?
Yeah, Duke.
Oh, Sanguinaire, sorry.
Yeah. Quite a portly man. Likes his wine, likes his food, and doesn't like the old worlders very much at all. But he asked if the party would put forward a champion to fight the next day, and they chose from Ilmarin and Mordek, eventually going with Mordek, to face the Bretonians champion in a no holds barred to the death or to unconsciousness anyway, a duel. But we'll pick it up from the evening before. So the camp is alive with noise and firelight. There's lots of singing going on, lots of chanting, lots of drinking of wine and beer. And the players find themselves taken to quite a large tent. It could fit a lot more people than there are of them. But it has some nice skins on the floor, some blankets, some pillows, and it has a platter in the middle of bread, cheese, and some fruit as well. Over to you.
So are we just in our own tent at the moment?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm going to be practicing drawing chickens.
Okay.
I love how we're in the middle of this Bretonian nobles camp and all this, and you're practicing that favour you're going to do for the barkeep.
It's got a commission, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, the man wants a picture of a chicken. I don't want to disappoint.
I almost forgot, for everybody in the party, Johann still does smell quite fishy.
Yeah.
Excellent. Fishy man drawing chickens.
So Ilmarin's going to turn to Hagen and just like whisper in his ear, so that Dowie doesn't hear. And he's going to politely ask Hagen, can you put Mordek through some paces? Because I don't know when the last time he picked up an axe, and he's going to need it for tomorrow.
Hagen nods and like, I'll talk to him. He saunters over to Mordek. How are you feeling about tomorrow, my dowie friend?
Mordek, who is already through most of his second drink, just grumps and hurums. I'll be fine, laddie.
Well, I know you're a master of the arms, but if you'd like to spar to warm up a little bit this evening, I'm more than happy to put you through the paces.
Hey up, lad. Dowie don't need no warm-up. Not like you manlings.
You are right about
Dowie
that.
be born fighting, lad.
As you wish, my friend. I just wanted to make the offer.
Now, if you excuse me, manling, I'll be concentrating on the fight at hand. Glug, 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 glug.
Cheers to you. Hagen walks over towards your hand and says, sorry to interrupt you, but I think we're going to need a backup plan. I don't trust these Bretonians to let us go, regardless of how tomorrow's fight plays out. We may need to see about getting our weapons and being able to get out of here without causing a stir.
Yeah, I mean, well, we certainly could do that. We'd have to try and work out where our weapons are. I think they were, last I saw them, they were in a bucket near the camp entrance. But there's a lot of people here. A lot of people.
I'd like to think that we could trust the word of a knight regardless of where they come from, but that Desang group, I'm not so sure about them.
Well, let us hope they do keep to their word, because with the number of them that are around, I'm not sure even if we had our weapons, it would do us much good.
That's a good point.
Well,
here's to hoping they are actually men of honor and women.
Let's hope so. I mean, the Duke gave us his word, and Bretonia is everything to these Bretonians, so...
You can just hear clattering of plates in the background as Yamara's like, yes, civilized food! And he's like gathering up loads of grapes and fruit and stuff from the tables.
And yeah,
Dwarf starts singing.
He's there.
Would I have been close up to hear any of your conversation, or were you guys just talking to each other?
Oh, we're just talking. We're not like hiding we're just chatting.
I mean, they did call themselves the invasion force. It's not conducive to politeness, but I'd hope the word of him would make some kind of difference.
At the very least, if he is truly intent on attending the ball, he'll need to let us go so we can inform her that he is going to come, and I'm sure to let her know of his ultimate intentions. I just hope we're taking Mordek back as a champion instead of a body.
Maybe the manling, maybe the smelly Bretonian manling be attending a ball in armor and with a sword and with an army.
That's a good point.
And it was only the sergeant who let it slip. It might not be something.
I'm pretty sure one of the mountain folk could be some Bretonian.
A fully armored dowie is something to be feared. Mordek, do you have plate armor with you?
Shakes his head.
He's good with the crossbow.
I just hope they'd be bringing back me axe.
Let's just hope it's not a Knight of Bretonia.
So, as you're sitting there, sort of discussing what your plans are, there is a knock on the tent door. Sort of
How does that
bang,
sound?
Bang,
flap,
bang.
flap, flap.
Yeah,
slapping, yeah.
Yeah, a slapping, a banging, flap, flap, flap. And the head of what looks like a guardsman of some form comes through the tent. Gentlemen, would you mind if me and my colleagues, we sat down and drank wine with you?
Hagen just looks at Elmarin for the diplomatic response.
Yes, bugger off.
I'm afraid, gentlemen, we've had a rather long day, and we have a rather, shall we say, trying day tomorrow. Our friend here needs his rest after drinking all his beer, because that's important for a dwarf to make sure they drink their beer. And so we should be retiring to sleep soon. But thank you for the offer. It was most generous.
You are very welcome. I mean, he walks through into the tent, and he's followed by two more look like guardsmen.
Hate these guys.
I mean, you know, we are only too pleased to be hosting such an important diplomatic party. Yes. You know, you must try some of this wine. It is magnificent.
Oh, where's it from?
Hey up, no. Hey up, manling. I mean, you pointed in, nonce. Last time anyone offered us anything, it was a bit dodge-like.
Are you talking about the fish stew?
I am happy to. Well, I intend to partake as well. Yeah, you know, I find comfort, or what is the word? I like to find out about different peoples and their traditions and things. Please, I am not your enemy. I know we are seen as an invasion force, and who knows, we might be, but you know, more important men than myself will know of that decision. But you know, I thought I would come and introduce myself and share a goblet of wine.
Yes, you've not done a great job introducing yourself. What is your name?
I am Sergeant Gerard, and these are my comrades. This is Gertz and Yagon.
A pleasure to meet you all. I am Ilmarin of Yves, and I'll leave my comrades to introduce themselves.
It is a pleasure, Sergeant. I am Hagen Ritter von Delbers, at your service.
It is a pleasure meeting you.
Looming.
Kind of look up as if kind of forgetting where I am for a second. Yes, I am Johann von Erfinder. A pleasure.
Yeah. Are you related to the Elsdorf finders?
Well, near Altdorf. We're not from Altdorf itself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, you were right. Yes. Gertz sort of shrugs and nods. So, we've heard that one of you is taking on the camp champion. Which one of you is that?
Mordek promptly ignores him and carries on drinking.
What, my friend Sergeant Doral, what can you tell us about your champion? He was not introduced when we met the Duke.
It all depends which one the Duke chooses. He has 5 such champions. He has the Lady of the Scarlet Knights.
Do you refer to Dame Latour?
Yes. The lady. I didn't know if you knew her name or not.
I know of her reputation.
Yeah, indeed. She is one to be avoided. He also has a rather savage champion, Fang Le Massacre. He has been known to rip people limb from limb.
He'll have a hard time doing that to a Dowie, I tell you.
Well, if only that was true. We've travelled through Dwarflands, and let me tell you, he does have quite a appetite for a dwarf. And yes, there is some Tillian mercenary who claims that he is the finest swordsman in this old world. He states he's the champion of Tillia, and he says that he has travelled there to find sport and a contest that he is willing to fight in. Please, I'm sorry, I'm being very rude. If you get your goblets, and he reaches inside his cloak and he pulls out
I am
couple
not
of bottles of wine,
partaking
puts
in
it down.
any of that drink.
And he pours himself a large goblet, and he sort of looks at you and takes a big drink. See, I come to socialize and to learn.
Ilmarin promptly, out of nowhere, pulls out this very fine elven wine glass. Please. It's been a while since I've had a fine. Is this from Bordeaux by any chance?
I do not know. It is expensive.
Then I hope it is from the vineyards of Bordeaux.
Me and my two colleagues, we had a midnight raid on the wine store, so to speak. Yes, if we were to be found out, we would be hung, I believe. But hey, such is life.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
If it fills your elven goblet up, does anybody want any more?
I appreciate the offer, but my duties inside of your camp require a clear head, so I will pass, but enjoy your company.
And you just see, like, Ilmarin, like, it's a fine bouquet. It's definitely from Bordeaux. It's a very fine wine. I mean,
it is a very nice wine. It's been a couple of years since you've tasted something as good as this.
Yes, yeah. There's nothing, you don't get any wine like this inside the Empire's borders, I can tell you. The only place I can feel that the wine would be rivaled is back in my homelands, who the elves make very fine wines. Perhaps one day I will be able to return this wonderful gesture of your stolen wine and steal some from my own homelands and share it with you.
Yes, that would be good. But if we can break away, then we would love to live our life maybe in the cities of the old world. We travel because we have to. We do as we're told.
The life of a soldier.
But I have lost faith in our cause.
Gerard, if I may ask a question, my friend here at Mordek is obviously not equipped. We didn't come equipped for a fight. And I wonder if I could grant you could get me an audience with someone of an armory so that we may at least make the fight a fair fight. These champions you speak of sound very, very frightful. And my friend Mordek would at least need a fair chance. Would you perhaps be able to get me an audience with someone who would be able to requisition some armor for my dwarfen friend?
I could get him maybe a big hammer or a big axe, maybe.
I want my axe that I came here with.
Oh, he has an axe, but he's not really suited currently in attire for battle. And I think really, the chivalry of Bretonia says that he should really fight fairly. So maybe some chainmail, or maybe even a shield would probably go a long way to making it a slightly fairer fight.
Master Dwarf, did you need a shield, or does your axe take two hands to wield? You're muted.
You're on mute.
Me axe, lad. Only one hand. One dwarven hand. One dowie hand, lad.
I could get you a fine Bretonian shield, yes. And I will endeavor to get you some How did you say chainmail? Yes.
Yes. Please. It would do my heart proud to have my friend at least attired to meet the chivalry of Bretonia. If he's to truly meet a champion of Bretonia, the very chivalric virtues of your lands, then I would like him to meet it in a fair fight, armoured like a dwarf should be. Because let me tell you now, a fully armoured dwarf is a fearsome sight. Or at least as the stories go, because I've never seen a fully armoured dwarf.
This is incredible. Where we are learned, we are taught that we are taught that the elven folk and the dwarven peoples they do not get on. They think
We don't,
themselves
lad.
better than each other.
We don't get on.
Obviously,
we don't get on.
As you can see, there is a troubled past with the elves and the elves above one and
What?
the dwarfs.
The Dowie spits out his beer and troubled past.
However, this was many thousands of years ago, and in truth, I am an elf that just lived in the old world for a good portion of my life. And also, I'm a diplomat's child and brought up in diplomacy. So, even with the Dowie, and I know to show them the respect they deserve, even if we were enemies or are enemies, it's always best to show them with respect.
Okay. Good. Maybe you could nip and see if you can find some chainmail.
And a shield.
He nods.
Thank you.
He nods and disappears.
Excellent. So, but that's my only request. My only other request is that we sit and we enjoy this fine wine. It truly is a fine wine, and before any superiors find out that we're drinking it, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, we should finish it before anybody. How you would say was to outfind. Yes.
Close enough.
Yes. Good. Okay. Gertz returns into the tent, and he has over his shoulder like a chainmail shirt with long sleeves, and he's carrying a little buckler shield. That's all I could find.
Better than nothing.
That's absolutely perfect. Johan, my friend, you're an engineer of some repute. You might need to let out the sides a little bit. It probably was designed for a human, and maybe take in the sleeves a little bit. But I'm sure Master Dowie would be more than happy to allow you to measure him to have it fitted correctly for tomorrow.
Yeah. Are you saying I'm fat?
No, what I'm saying that you are stern, and you are well built, and humans aren't.
I
just kind of glance at the elf's arms when he says that.
Yeah, I mean,
can't be true.
he didn't. The armor was built for humans, not elves.
Yeah, I'll sort of put the book down and head over to the dwarf with the chainmail and have a look.
Ilmarin's still finishing his wine and enjoying
So
himself.
I've hold it up against him, and it's definitely not going to get over his shoulders at the moment. And
Right,
it's certainly not going to get past his chest.
Can I try and make some adjustments?
Of course. Yeah, I mean, it'll take you a good while, you think.
Yeah, I'll start.
Looks like Johan's really burning the midnight oil.
You can definitely do something with it, even if it only lasts a few rounds in place, but it'd still offer some protection.
Okay, yeah, I'll start working on something.
Okay. Do you want to make me an engineering roll?
Yes. We should definitely make it an engineering roll.
Right, hold on a second.
Comes out with a full plate of dreadnought armor.
I don't think he's good enough to make you some Terminator armor.
I'm going to build you a killer can.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, what he decided to do was melt the chainmail down and make a full plate mail, a full plate suit.
So trade engineer, Jim.
I just want to come out of this tent like
Yeah.
like the A-team after building something.
Give me a couple of levels in like wizard, maybe even master wizard, and between us we'll do some cool shit.
Oh, nuts. Okay. No.
So,
Very,
Oof,
very no. I will fortune Nats try and help Dan.
okay.
Hey,
Yay!
there you
Alright.
go. Oh, a critical
Okay.
success. That's a 44.
Okay. Yeah. So
What's your number?
That is literally a critical pass.
So, yeah, you take the arms off, and you open them up and put them in the side. This is literally going to take you most of the night, though, and into the early morning.
Can Carolyn help at all? She has trade smith.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Right, well-
Make me a roll.
I thought you were going to say he cuts off the sleeves and then just leaves it at that, and there's like like a vest. It's like it's
Wow.
probably that in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Wow, 4 success levels.
Whoa! Oh, you a
So,
smith?
between
Why did you
you-
ask the engineer?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No, that's wrong. That should have
Well,
been
engineering
3
problem.
success levels. I think it's somehow.
Still 3 success
No,
levels.
if it's
Yeah, I've
42
still got. No,
versus
no,
9,
it shouldn't have
Yeah.
been 42. It's still got the advantage from the combat last time.
Ah,
Okay.
So
Oh,
3
okay.
success levels worth because
Okay.
Only 3.
only 3, but that's still a pretty.
This is
good
going to be a
roll.
fine suit of chainmail.
Yeah. You've made it quite sturdily to be. Or you start getting the grip of things anyway. You think between you can get it sort of finished by about 3, 4 in the morning.
That's an extra weird
So
nail.
yeah, absolutely,
Right, it gives us a bit of kip, doesn't it?
absolutely.
We're not the ones who have to fight the champion afterwards.
Hmm.
No. So yeah, the Gerard still he still pours lots of glasses of wine, and anybody who wants a drink, he offers it too. The 2 guys that are with him are not partaking. They drink from a like a wine skin. But he does get quite leery and drunk at one point. So, is it true that what they say that even the nobility in the empire they eat with their fingers?
I have been of noble birth my entire life, and though there are some foods we do eat with our fingers, we do use a knife and fork like civilized folk everywhere.
Obviously, Umaran's had
And-
a few glasses as well at this point, and he goes, "Nah, don't you remember when Johan ate that leg? He was all hands, wasn't he?"
Well,
You'll just hear click from a pistol.
Pistol. You don't have a weapon.
Oh yeah, nuts.
He just
Johannes
stands
thinking
up
it.
Lions as
menacingly.
you go through
Yeah. What can I do with these? Yeah.
I could strangle someone with chainmail.
So, yeah, he offers some more wine round. Are you what? How much sleep are you going to get, Master Dwarf?
It's probably already
He's
snoring. by
probably,
this
yeah, I
point.
was just going to say he's probably already snoring in the corner.
He walks over and pats him on the head. Yeah. Sleep well, my bearded friend.
I think there's probably still a little bit of something sticking out there, isn't there?
A little bit of arrow. Crossbow bolt.
So
No,
Sergeant.
it is an absolute pleasure to meet you all and learn about you, and as he's finishing off his sentence, one of the men from behind him steps forward and sticks a dagger into his throat at the side,
What?
whilst wrapping his hand around his mouth.
Was it guts? Fucking
Yeah.
guts.
It's just fucking. He had to stop talking. Please, don't be too alarmed. Gertz Volkwold, yeah. I am, and my friend here, we have come under your blanket of suspicion, or you took the light away from us, and we've come here to kill that Duke.
Okay then.
So your plan is to kill the Duke inside this camp of his army under under the observations of the Chevaliers del Sang.
Is he now speaking in an Empire accent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did you kill Gerard?
He's Bretonian filth, and he talks too much.
All right. Would you mind doing it after we've left?
No, that's why we've been sent here.
They're going to use the cover of the champion fight,
and
aren't
to
they?
use you as a distraction to get us into the camp, and then we have the distraction of, is it Mordic over there who's fighting? Yeah, we're going to use him as a distraction, and we're going to put an end to this Duke once and for all.
Yeah, wait till we've gone.
Right.
Who sent you?
Does anyone realize the gravity of the situation right now? There is currently a dead Bretonian bleeding out in our tent, and tomorrow these two gentlemen are going to try and kill the Duke.
Yeah.
In response to that, the dwarf snores.
Whoa, wing nut. Yeah, calm it down and keep your voice down. Yeah, right. We don't want to attract too much attention. Yeah, right.
You really should have thought about that before you stabbed a man in the throat in front of an elf.
Yeah, can you get rid of that?
Where do you suggest I take it outside?
I mean, you're supposed to be a professional in this sort of thing. Surely,
just hide him under some blankets.
Not in our tent. We can't risk that. Take him outside into the forest.
Right. Okay. We'll go and see if there's a safe route that we can go and get rid of the body.
Before you go, Gertz, who sent you to assassinate the Duke?
We were sent by a middleman to the Lady Nap.
What middleman?
It's going to be Von Gebel. It's going to be. Yeah, that's it. I told you. I knew it was going to be that stupid.
Going to kill that guy.
Yeah. So the reason being is we cut the head off the snake, and they go home.
Is Von Gebel aware that the Chevaliers de Sang are in this camp, and how dangerous they will be if the Duke is murdered under their protection?
Say that again.
The Chevaliers de Sang are the knightly order in this camp. They are ruthless, bloodthirsty, and without fear or remorse. And if you assassinate the Duke under their protection in this camp, they are going to, without a doubt, lead this force to Ubersreik for revenge, unless you have some way to make it look like an accident, which I hope you're about to tell me that you do.
Well, Von Gebel had got quite a strong plan. So me and
at this, like Ilmarin's eyes and his eyes just roll.
me and Jagan here have come this way, but two of our unit travelled east to try and antagonise the large amount of greenskins over there. So they would travel this way, and hopefully clash or meet up with this army before they get to Ubersreik.
At the word of Greenskins, the
Hopefully.
dwarf wakes up, going, where?
So your plan
Blah.
is to
Greenskin.
assassinate the Duke tomorrow while Mordek is fighting a duel, run away
Well,
in the hopes
well,
that we can also escape, and then hope that the Greenskins will attack this army before they
I'm
get to
getting the
Ubersreik.
impression this plan does not actually remotely revolve around us surviving.
I don't think so either, my friend.
This plan
Not
seems
entirely
to
sure
revolve
the lady
around them killing the Duke, maybe escaping, maybe not, and then everyone in the surroundings getting butchered by vengeful Bretonians and or orcs, or both. Maybe they'll end up fighting over the bodies.
So it's your plan to kill the Duke while Mordek is in the duel.
That's his order.
Well,
It's not even his plan.
maybe we're opportunists. So if we find a particularly better opportunity beforehand or after, if he's got them red knights near him, then we're not even going to try. Although Yagan here, he's a great shot with a crossbow.
I doubt you'd get more than one.
What, one shot?
Mm.
He pulls this little vial out from under his leather armor. Yeah, don't worry, we'd only need one. He stuffs it back in.
Could that go on
Johan?
food?
Johan, I must admit that the person we have chosen to serve is not the person I wanted to serve at this rate. This is not right. We should.
This is far more underhanded than I would have.
And also, poor Gerard.
He was a
Obviously,
good
Amaran's
man.
still a little bit drunk and still drinking the wine that Gerard poured for him. Poor Gerard. He had done nothing wrong. And do you know what's even worse? You're going to dump his body in the woods, and he's not going to get the rights of his people. And his family, who he just talked to us about, is never going to see him again.
Right.
I'm not a dwarf, but a grudge on you, Mr. Man. A grudge on you. As an elf, I will spend the rest of my days trying to find a way to pay you back for this heinous crime.
Is that a threat?
It most definitely is a threat.
Ignore him.
Stupid humans. So thick.
Did he just say stupid human?
Yeah, stupid humans. Absolutely stupid.
Elves.
No
wonder you're so short-lived.
Right. Elmarin, you make a very good point, but at this juncture, I think we need to figure out a way that we all walk away from this alive and get back to Lady Notch and find out if this is Von Gebel's plan or hers.
What are you talking about, Hagen?
Oh, yeah.
We're not getting out of here. We're
Okay.
going to die.
Do you know where our weapons are being kept?
I can go and find out now.
If you could find out where they are.
And he takes his backpack, like that sack sort of crossbody bag off, and he puts it down. He says, "Look, me and you are gonna go and find a safe route out
Yeah.
to the nearby woods. We'll see if we can get rid of this body. Yeah, just cover me in blankets for now. We won't be long." And he leaves.
Do they both leave?
Yes.
We need to get the hell out of here.
We do.
So,
we need to. I don't believe we can trust them at all.
Do you know what we should do? Von Gebel threw us under the bus. We should throw these two under the bus. Or under the cart. Horse and cart, sorry. Horse and cart, because buses don't exist yet.
But then, if it is the Lady Notch's plan, we immediately become traitors.
No,
And
it's not going to help
my-
anything. If
We
they
just need to get out.
She's betrayed us already. She's
But-
fodder.
Yeah. However,
But it is her right to betray us, not ours
think
to
it's
betray
just-
her.
I think it's distinctly unlikely that we will make it out of this
if
camp.
we
tell
sell
the
them
Duke.
out, we don't get anything. All
We need
we
to just
get
get out of
is he will. We don't prevent him rolling into Ubersreik and butchering everyone. It's just that he gets to actually be there for the bloodshed.
We need to get out of here.
So we're going to get out of a heavily guarded, with heavily armored knights, and we're going to get out of here I don't know about any of you, but are any of you master assassins or master stealthy people?
It's the middle of the night. There's not going to be many of them around.
And they
This
have
is
a
You
our
saw
chance.
how lit up the camp was. It's very lit up.
They're still singing and chanting, and it's quieting down a bit, but not a great deal. It seems to be having what resembles some form of party.
And tell me now as well, these are Knights of Bretonia. Oh, not all of them, but there's a good portion of them. Tell me, how far on foot do you think we'll get before they run us down?
Once they notice we've gone.
They're going to notice. We're already halfway through the night, and first thing tomorrow morning, Mordek is supposed to be fighting a champion.
But we could make our way to the stable, get our horse and cart, and at least get a head start on them.
Are you doing anything with this body?
Yeah, we need to get rid of it. We need to get this body out of this tent.
Oh, yes, they're also very great. Just incriminate ourselves further. Oh, this was a terrible idea. I should have stayed in Altdorf.
Yes, you should.
I mean,
Looking at love.
Ilmarin's going to storm out of the tent.
Poking his head around outside of the tent. Are there many people around?
As you storm out of the tent, you see a group of guards coming over your way. There's about 6 of them heading towards the tent itself, and you recognise them as some of the guards that were with the Duke earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Are they going? Have they stopped to talk to me, or are they just watching me storm past them?
You sir. Could you wait here, sir?
Am I a prisoner?
The Duke would like your company.
Mine personally, or my group?
And your friends.
We hear the voices from the tent.
You were sticking your head out the door to have a look around, so you'll see this.
Then, suddenly the body's getting hidden.
Ilmari is now actively trying to stall them. So the Duke wants to see me. Sorry, I've had a few glasses of wine, so let me just walk through this with you. So the Duke wants to see me.
Yes.
Ilmari keeps looking over his shoulder to make sure that he can.
I mean, body's disappeared.
Yeah. So why don't you wait here, and I'll get the group, and we'll meet you out here. Does that sound okay?
Yes, I suppose so.
It saves you half a job, right? That way you don't have to go in there and sort of talk to people. Let's face it, they can be a little bit annoying, the people from the Empire. Am I right?
Say again?
You know, the people from the Empire, they can be quite annoying. You don't want to talk to them, do you? So if I do that for you, it saves you that job.
Hurry along.
Yeah, you stay here. I'll be right back. And then Ilmarin quickly turns around and really awkwardly, you know when you see really posh people who never do exercise, power walk, kind of does that kind of walk back to the tent and goes, just a minute, and pokes back in. Guys.
As you turn around to say just a minute, you notice that they're sort of walking behind you.
No, wait, stop. I'll get them. You stay there. Guys, they're coming. Come out of the tent. Come out of the tent now. Come out of the tent.
We wish to speak to your Mr. Finger and
Johan, I'll get him for you. You stay right here.
And the hairy warrior knight.
Yes, I will also get him. Stay right here. Don't move. Man, I wish I'd taken those Bretonian classes.
Diplomat, by the way.
Oh,
under pressure.
I'm not really a diplomat.
Well,
I'm just a diplomat's son. So yeah, Ilmarin kind of make sure they're not following him, and he kind of pokes his head through and is like, Johan, there's some people.
And everyone's just sat around the tent looking nonchalant.
Whistling.
I'll just kind of gesture with my thumb to where it is.
Yeah.
Very subtly.
My Lord Earthinder, the Duke requests the presence of yourself and...
You're sort of shoved to one side and 3 guards...
How can I be a diplomat when nobody ever listens to what I'm telling them?
Master Earthinger and
Mordek.
the dwarf and the
The
hairy
dwarf
nag.
is asleep. He was asleep when this death happened as well.
He walks over to you and kicks your feet.
Greenskins. What be happening, lad? What be happening, man? What's going on?
The Duke would like to see the brave challenger tonight.
Then lead on.
Well, you don't have to come with us now. Shall we call it 10 minutes?
I'm happy to come now if that's convenient, or we can wait 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
10
You
minutes
come
is
now.
just enough time for another drink.
So Hagen looks back at Carolyn and gives her that look that says, "For the love of God, find some way to get rid of this body while we're gone."
I think that look is called help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with them.
Yeah, Hagen follows along.
Imarin's obviously going to go because we're going to a Duke, so he's the diplomat.
Nice.
The Dowry will go.
Okay. So as you get about, well, you guessed it's sort of halfway. You seem to be heading the same way as where you met the Duke before. Quite a bit of a walk. You hear a lot of shouting and a lot of commotion, and it's coming from where you're heading to.
Do I smell orcs?
Can I hear the shouting? Can I understand what they're saying? Because I speak Bretonian.
There's a shout for guards and a big shout. Yeah, guards.
Is something happening? I will say to the people escorting us in Bretonian.
Let us hurry up. Okay, they pick up the march, and they sort of almost push you, but don't. They sort of make it obvious that they
want to
they
hurry.
want you to move.
Do
But,
we
yeah.
hear anything back at the tent?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of shouting. Yeah.
I'm gonna poke my head out, see if I can see anything. Just see and is there commotion?
There's a lot of people running around. Lots of torches, sort of being held. It almost seems slightly panicked.
Carolyn, something is going on out here. Where are we going to put this body? What are we going to do?
Two opportunistic killers find a drunk duke. I think maybe the body is not the biggest concern in the next few seconds.
It's not if that's what's happened.
Yeah.
Possibility.
Also, lots of people running around looking for stuff. I am not moving a body.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes, leave him there until things have calmed down, because there is no way we are getting out of here carrying a...
I wasn't suggesting we move him, I was suggesting we find somewhere to hide him.
Well, he's currently buried under stuff, but... I think that's the best he's going to be.
Okay.
Okay, you get to the big tent where you met with the Duke, and there's roughly about 10 guards outside of the tent. They call the sergeant over, and that they speak in hushed tones to each other. And then the sergeant comes back and says, you're going to have to return to your tent. There has been an issue.
Is everything okay? Can we help?
No, we are fine. You should go and get some sleep. You have a very a challenging morning ahead of you.
Okay.
I will send my some of my men with you to make sure you are all safe.
Thank you.
Is there concern that we would not be within a Bretonian camp?
Without going into too much information, let's just say that yourselves and the Bretonians, the magnificent army that we are not the only ones in this camp.
So be it. Well, we appreciate the assistance since you've disarmed us.
Would it be possible for us to have our weapons so we could defend ourselves? On our word, we would not use them against yourselves.
Just return to your tent for now. Like I say, I will post guards outside your tent. You can get your weapons in the morning. Everything is being locked down now, and there will be lots of patrols, but we must keep ourselves very aware.
Okay, well,
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah.
And we'll start making our way back to the tent and hoping to God that someone's got rid of that body.
Okay, so 5 of these soldiers return with you, and they sort of just stand outside the front of the tent. They don't sort of communicate with you. They really are hired muscle almost, and they sort of, let you enter, and they sort of stand their distance around your tent.
Are we all back inside the tent now?
Yes.
Is that bag the assassin still left on the floor?
Yes.
Has anyone looked inside that to see what's inside that?
I'll
I
check
mean, I
it.
assume we
I probably will have
would
moved.
done
I think
if it was-
Carolyn will have moved it away, at least tucked it away somewhere, because
Hiding the evidence.
she's got at
We
least
were
a somewhat suspicious mind.
dressing the tent to make it look normal.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone explain to me what be going on.
Not sure. Something was going on at the Duke's tent.
I think
They were calling for guards.
Master Dowie, essentially, Von Gebel has got us killed.
Yeah, we should tell Mordek about what went on while he was sleeping.
just wait.
I'm
wait,
hoping
wait,
everyone's
wait,
talking
wait,
in very
wait.
quiet tones here, because
That's
there are
what I was
people
about to say.
there.
Everybody is speaking in quiet tones, apart from Elmer.
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
And then, so those guards are outside. They're not going to let us leave.
No.
If we run, we look guilty. If we stay, we look guilty. I know the human justice system. It's not great.
Best hope would be able to find some way to get this body out of here and move it to a part of the camp where perhaps they'll assume that whatever is disrupting the camp
Manling,
caused it.
what body?
Oh, the
Carolyn's just
dead
gonna
Bretonian sergeant.
lift some of the blankets, and there's a dead Bretonian underneath.
Why there be a dead manling in our tent, lad?
Apparently, 2 Imperial assassins followed us to the camp under the orders of Von Gebel to use us as a distraction so they could assassinate the Duke. They chose to murder the sergeant in our tent so they could fill us in on their plan, and then they walked away.
By my ancestors, manling, I was only asleep for an hour.
And
An hour!
Hagen, the elves are very used to duplicity and obviously sort of shenanigans, as you can call them in your human tongue. Their intent was never to kill this man to be able to fill us in. Their intent was to kill this man to make us the suspects of this crime.
Oh yes, that goes without saying.
Yes.
But I mean, they used him to get into our tent and make us complicit in their crime.
Is there anything in that bag that could be of use?
I'll have a look. I do so.
Okay, there's a little pouch in there with 3 gold coins in. There are 2 really nice embroidered black armbands with the letters EB on it and a black dagger on a white background on it. There's also a couple of daggers, sort of like almost stiletto daggers. And that's about it, really. Okay, so we're going to call it for a break now, if that's okay with everybody.
Yep.
While you gather your thoughts.
Even if they do come back for the bag, they're not getting the coins. I think we can consider that,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the coins would have been pocketed by now.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you for watching, everybody, and we'll be back within 5. Okay, welcome back to episode 4, part 2. And our protagonists find themselves in a little bit of bother deep within an enemy army camp, having just watched one of the guards be slaughtered in front of them. These armbands that you've got in this bag, you recognise them from somewhere, but you can't put your finger quite from where you've seen them. Could it have been the Halflings? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah.
I intend them for them not to be found anywhere near us.
Just make a mental note of it so we can have it, we can sketch it out or something when we get back. But I don't think we should take any of this assassin's gear with us, except for the gold that Carol and I assume already pocketed.
We'll sort that out later.
Saw it. It was right in front of us. But
yeah. Oh yeah. No, I wasn't hiding that I was taking it. She will have literally been going through and going, "That's there," holding things up, holding up 3 gold coins, and obviously putting it away in her pocket. So she's not hiding it from you.
Okay. So things do quieten down somewhat outside, but you can still hear voices and there's people moving around, and it seems a lot more militaristic now. Everything's almost become a process or a formality. There's less laughing and joking, but everybody seems to be going through the motions.
Okay, every now and again I'll just say like a random piece of conversation in Bretonian.
Okay.
Okay, so we can set fire, in a hushed tone, we can set fire to the tent and then just all run out. We'll put the daggers on the corpse. So, they're like sheathed at his belt, because otherwise they might find random daggers in the tent, and we're not supposed to have weapons.
I mean, you could put one in his hand and bloody it.
It's not going to matter if it's on fire.
It's not going to matter, yeah, if they don't manage to get it out or whatever, I suppose. But more that he came after us and killed him with his own dagger. That's what I was thinking. But
I was just thinking he was in here drinking with us, and
yeah, I'd rather implicate unknown assassins than implicate a Bretonian.
Or just an accident.
I mean, he's got his throat cut. That's not going to be hidden by fire
did he
unless the
slip
fire
or
burns for like
shaving?
8 hours.
We'll make sure that we pour some of the oil on him on that particular part, so it burns first there.
That's not how fire and humans work. They don't melt like acid. You're going to have to burn his flesh for hours for that not to be visible at a glance.
Yeah, I would say let's say that someone beset us in our tent and we're trying to burn us alive. We managed to break free.
And we don't know what happened to him, if anyone asks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was drinking with us. We hoped he got away, but and run out into the guards in a panic.
We'll just run out saying the tent was on the tent suddenly caught fire.
As long as I don't get the blame for it. That happens sometimes with lizards.
I mean, has anyone got a better idea before we do this?
No, you're right. We've got to separate ourselves from this tent and this body and this satchel of gear as quickly as possible.
All right, listen up, manlings. I've got an idea. Is there any way that we can blame the elf?
No.
We could, but I don't think that would help matters. They'd still
Are you
blame all
sure?
of us.
We came here with the elf.
Tonight's,
Not least because he is actually quite helpful.
tonight's activities and things that have happened, you can tell that they've affected Ilmarin quite badly. Yeah, he probably met his favourite human for quite some months, and seemed to have a lot in common with this guy.
My
who
heart
was slaughtered
bleeds.
Yeah, and he does look a little bit upset. To be fair, on Ilmarin.
While this is all going on, Ilmarin's actually laying down at the back of the tent, trying to see if he can lift the back of the tent up to see if he can see outside. Jim, what can Ilmarin see outside out of the back of the tent?
Okay, you notice that there's you sort of lift it up, and you can see probably about 5 foot away from the tent. You can see some boots, and there seems to be every sort of couple of feet around the tent is a set of boots, and they're facing in towards the tent.
In every direction.
You don't notice yet. I haven't relayed this to you.
No, I was just clarifying.
I put the tent down. I very sheepishly get up because the elf, he clearly knows what's happening now. And he walks over to Johan. Johan, the tent's surrounded. And we're surrounded, and they're facing inwards towards the tent, not outwards, which means they fully suspect us already.
But they can't have done when everything was going on. We were all in here, and they saw we were all in here.
It's going to make it a lot harder to convince them that someone snuck through and set fire to the tent.
It doesn't matter. We're new people in the camp, and what you're telling me, the day we turn up, their Duke ends up dead. It doesn't take.
Well, we don't know that that's what happened yet, but
We don't know that's what's happened yet, but there's a damn good chance that's what's happened.
yeah,
There's also a
yeah.
damn good chance the 2 guys were taken and tortured, and they've told the plan.
If we literally put all of the oil onto that guy's throat, would it burn enough that it would be hard to tell? I mean, how deep was the cut on the guy's throat, Jim?
He plunged a dagger in.
Oh, is it a piercing wound rather than a?
Yeah, it was sort of stabbed into the side of his neck and sort of waved round and then pulled out again.
There's probably blood just all over the inside of the fucking tent.
Yeah.
Also,
I was
it's
gonna say-
arterial
I was gonna say,
spray for fuck's sake.
We probably got blood on us.
There is a bit of arterial spray around, definitely.
Well, if there's no way we can hide the body and no way we can burn the tent down, or our next best bet would be to
Tell them.
tell them.
As I said, at the
Say
beginning,
someone. So you were right, Lauren. You were 100% correct. We tell
okay.
them that someone came in, stuck
All
a
right.
knife in this guy's throat, and
But then they'll ask us why we didn't tell them.
We tell them the truth that we were concerned that we would immediately be implicated in this, and we did not want trouble with the Duke, so we were trying to figure out the best way to tell him. And we were hoping when we were being escorted to the Duke that we would be able to let him know, but then they turned us back.
I mean, ultimately, I think our time together is shortly at an end. Even if we tell the truth now, you're right. They're going to question us as to why we didn't tell the truth at the beginning. I'm good, but I'm not that good. And Bretonians, well,
Also, we shouldn't set any corpse on fire. One of the manlings might think it'd be food.
It's getting quite the way through the night
very,
now as well.
very vicious glance.
Things seem to be brightening up outside. If you were going to get any sleep at all, it'd probably be a good idea to try.
I
and
have
get
had
some
some
now.
sleep.
I'm an elf, so I don't particularly need loads of it.
The rest of us are going to be dead soon anyway, so, you know.
Hagen being an old at least a young campaigner will go ahead. Well, if we're not going to be able to do anything about this, I'm going to catch a few hours shut-eye in case we need to run for our lives in the morning.
I'm hoping I'm done with the chainmail now, so I can.
Yeah. He's got some nice chainmail made for himself. A chainmail.
There you are. Mordex at least got chainmail from all this, so he might survive longer than the rest of us.
And I'll catch a few winks.
I'm going to start calling.
Can't run as fast as the rest of us.
Yeah.
I can't see much. It's not so much half empty as I can't. I'm not sure there's any dregs left.
Okay, so yeah,
rings.
You get your heads down for the rest of the night. Are you going to leave a guard, or is Ilmarin sitting up?
Yeah, I'm going to be awake. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sort of awake.
So is
I'm not
everybody
sure it's going to make
time?
any difference.
Yeah.
Have I already had enough sleep?
In fact, in a way, Ilmarin kind of wants to go to sleep. So if they do come in and kill me in my sleep, I'm in my sleep, and therefore, maybe it hurts less.
Probably torches for a bit first.
It's only one way of looking at it.
So, there's a slapping at the tent flap again, and you sort of all startled awake, except for Ilmarin, who's he's awake already. You've been summoned to the Duke's tent for. Sorry, I didn't put my accent on there. You are all summoned to the Duke's tent for breakfast.
Have we been summoned by the Duke himself? Have we?
I could not tell you. We have received word that you are to travel. We are to escort you to the Duke's tent.
Excellent. After the troubles last night, that's I think for the best.
Can we have just like 5-10 minutes to clean ourselves up, and then we'll be right with you?
No, of course, but
Perfect.
We cannot let the Duke wait. Yes.
No, 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops. We just, we don't want to go in smelling a fish, do we? Like we did last night. That's not what we want to be giving to the Duke.
There seems to be a large smell of sea creatures, fish. Coming from.
That's probably a good thing right now because it can cover up the other smells we don't want them to notice.
Okay. Right. So does he go back out?
Yes.
So there is a small chance the Duke is not dead. I mean,
he's probably not. They probably failed in their attempt.
But let's go. Your crazy plan about burning everything down.
Oh, I think that plan's gone out the window.
But could you set
no windows in a tent handling?
Could you set you're an engineer, right? You could build something with like a time delay on it, maybe, just
if I had the materials, probably.
Could you set a time delay to burn this whole tent down just in case,
If you'd have given me more notice.
Okay, right, let's go see the Duke then / whoever it is and meet our demise face on.
Should we say that that Sergeant Jorel here came to us plotting the Duke's death, and we tried to subdue him and killed him in a fight and give the Duke the satchel with the armbands and the daggers in it, implicating the Bretonian in the assassination attempt? At least it would allay some suspicions against us if we turned over the assassin's
They've had guards around us all night.
They
would have
Not very
heard
successful.
a fight.
We could present the bag to the Duke and ask him if he knows what it meant, because someone came to us.
Let's just get to the Duke's tent and we'll play it by ear. Let's see what information is presented to us first. Any good litigator would tell you. Let's see what the case against us is first before we start. And we definitely want to carry no stuff in there. If we bring them back here, that's fine. But let's go see what they've got to say to us first.
You are the diplomat, Omar, and I will.
Yeah, this
follow
is your
lead.
area. This is your area, not mine.
Come on, dice gods. Gonna need to make some charm rolls. Right, yeah, okay, I guess we should be on our way
to the
then.
Duke.
Yes.
So you're escorted across the camp. There's lots of smoking fires, campfires, and guards and soldiers are sat around the fires, sort of getting themselves dressed, eating various breads and meats and things, and drinking whatever it is out of tankards. But the camp itself seems fairly lively. Again, you walked to this massive tent, and the front door of the tent is open, and you're led in, and the Duke sits at his table on this wooden staged area, with the Lady Red Knight next to him, and what looks to be, Hagen, maybe captains of some form of like his rank and file. Ah, gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to see you. Last night brought interesting times, but I look forward to the sport that is a fight to the death. Yes.
We heard a commotion last night. Is everything okay? We were told there is more people in the camp besides ourselves and your good selves.
There was some unfortunate idiot. They made a play upon my life. They're still at large. Please, I am sorry to say this, but I asked for your tent to be guarded through the night because suspicion was in fact on the newcomers to our camp. Yes.
It's completely reasonable precaution, Your Grace.
Understand. However, I believe we were actually with your guards at the time of the shouting.
Well, again, once it is been investigated properly, then we can, decide a course of action. Not that I am saying it is anything to do with my new friends from Ubersreik. Yes, I am happy and, to host you this morning. Yes, we will go through things and, yeah, I mean, we will obviously be testing. Were you a party to your weaponry?
I want the axe.
Yes, I have had that brought here, along with all your items.
Thank you, Your Grace.
But of course, you are not going to get back just yet. We are still investigating who attempted such a great slide on myself last night.
But of course.
Maybe after the challenge, you can help us with our investigations. I will send some of my more reputable soldiers to search your belongings to make sure to see if there is anything there. Again, I am not saying that you're a party to this.
Glance at Omarin.
But it is how you say, every stone must be unturned. Yes.
Everybody nods and kind of looks over side-eyed at Ilmarin.
Please. Anyway, help yourselves. We have wine. We have the juiciest of fruit. We have what do you is it ale? Yeah, ale. Yeah.
The dwarf perks up at that.
Yeah, strong drink, yes. Common drink.
Well, then we thank you, Your Grace, for such wonderful, offer of breakfast. If we might partake before our friend is due to fight your champion, which I'm sure we're all excited about seeing.
Yes, we will then travel down to the grand fire pit, where he will face my chosen champion.
Fantastic. Then, gentlemen, let's go get some breakfast, and then we will come to you, Duke, when we are ready to leave.
Well, please sit down and partake.
Okay. Can we kind of make our way? I think I will kind of like signal everyone with my eyes to head over to the breakfast, table.
Cowlin's going to heap herself up a fairly hearty portion, feeling like, likely to be. She's definitely got the mentality of, if it's going to be my last meal, I may as well enjoy it.
Yeah, when we're kind of far from everyone, I'm going to go, you've got to tell him. You've got to ask for a quiet word with the Duke and tell him.
Okay, well, this is going to be an interesting conversation, but my suggestion would be...
You could say that you wanted to ensure that, given that it could be people within his own camp, you wanted to make sure only...
From across the room, the Duke shouts, Master Mordic, please stand.
He was already standing.
Stands on the table.
You see, he will not last 5 minutes against him. I will offer you.
I'll be lasting 10 minutes.
3 to 1. Yes. Yes.
Go and ask for a word.
3 to 1.
While there's noise and he's distracted, I will be saying, go and have a word.
Bunch of pansy manlings. I hope your champion's got a good fight.
I've not heard of many blade fights.
Ilmarin's just been given a reroll.
Ilmarin's going to need it. So Ilmarin is gathering up the courage to go speak to the Duke, because somehow that's now his job.
Cowlin hands him a goblet of wine.
He's going to need it. Like Ilmarin, who normally you see like drinking quite sensibly, tasting.
Come then, my friends.
And he downs him on.
It's first to travel down to
Your Grace.
Fire pit.
Your Grace, if I might have a word with you.
Yes. You come and see me after your companion has been slaughtered. Yes.
No.
The dwarf shouts loudly.
Anyway, my friends,
how could his champion be so good if they keep on letting assassins into their own camp?
Oh God.
Drinks another beer.
And you make sure you tell him to make haste in his attempt to squash this puny, smelly dwarf creature.
Insist on talking to him.
Can't even spot spies in his own ranks.
Your Grace, if I might, this is quite an important conversation regarding the attempt on your life last night.
As I said, I will speak to you in a bit. Yes, you will be. You will after the fight. I will offer you commiserations about the death of your friend. So
he's not my friend. If he dies, he dies. It's not the end of the world.
Yes.
One less dwarf.
Okay. And the Duke and his party leave out the back of this huge tent. And the flaps at the front are out open for you and the other soldiers that are in there to leave.
Has Mordek put on his chainmail and whatnot yet?
Yes.
You came to breakfast in his chainmail. Don't be silly.
Absolutely.
One of the soldiers comes in with Mordek's axe as well.
Mordek,
manling.
Mordek, make sure you win. Dying ain't much of a living, boy.
Pansy manlings.
So you led through the camp.
Look, manling, if I kill him for you, you can eat him afterwards, isn't it?
you notice that
Oh,
there's
hit
sort of a natural hollow in the ground, and it looks like it's been dug out slightly. So there's almost bench-like seats around it, but it is in fact the earth itself. And they've sort of chiseled this hollow away, and to almost have some sort of amphitheatre. And down at the bottom is a tent in the middle, where the Duke enters, and then there is a tent on one side and a tent on the other. And you're led
sorry.
round to one of the tents.
Ilmarin is going to try and pick
Mordek.
a vantage point because I've got sixth sense. So I'm basically now watching out to see if I can see the assassins.
Okay.
And that's where my focus is going to be. So if they do turn up, maybe I'll see them before they get them a chance to kill the Duke.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for them as well.
One of the soldiers turns around to you, Mordek. You are allowed to have an assistant to help you during. He cannot partake in the combat, but he will help with your weaponry, and if you need.
I choose her.
Who is it? And he points towards Carolyn.
Carolyn, yeah.
Okay. So you two are led into this tent, and there's a table there, and again, it's filled with nice meats. Even though there are plenty of flies floating around and sort of landing on the meat, there seems
normal.
to be large jugs of ale and wine on the table. It seems to be almost what you guess to be sort of a last meal.
Fine by me.
Don't have a lot of space
Fine
left.
by
I
me.
thought that was going to be my last meal.
So,
but Carolyn will probably find some space for some of it.
Yeah, you the rest of you sort of get yourself quite a good seat at the front of this sort of homemade amphitheatre.
I think Ilmarin probably go towards the back. I'm going to be back up high. I want to see with my elven eyes.
Okay. In the middle of the clearing that is the bottom part of it looks like a burnt down, even though it is still smoking. Burnt down great fire. It almost looks like this is where all the meetings take place and things like that. But the fire that was there, even though it's still glowing red and there's lots of smoke coming off, it's not alight as such. There's lots of people coming and sitting down, all soldiers of some form or other. And then from where the Duke's tent is, a rather finely dressed person strides into the middle of the clearing, and he starts speaking in Bretonian, and then he starts speaking in broken Reichspiel. Friends and comrades, today we witness a great fight between the champion of the Ubersreik, and there's lots of boos, against the mighty champion of Le Duc Sanguinaire, and there's a cheer. Firstly, I will introduce the dwarf from Ubersreik. Please welcome, and one of the soldiers sticks his head in. You're on, mate. Please welcome Mordek, the Short.
Remind me to smash his teeth in later.
Okay.
Mordek, as you walk out, you kind of see Ilmarin in the top laughing.
Okay, and representing the generous and the great Duke Sanguinaire, the undefeated, the beast of Bretonia, the king of killing, the lord of the slaying. Yes, I give you
Sultan of Slaying, surely.
La Massacre. And the tent flap opens, and this huge creature sort of squats down and comes out. And what you notice is an ogre. Yeah, and he literally has been through the mill. I mean, his face, his jaw is sort of held together almost. He's sort of lost part of his face, his jawline.
Appears to have an ogre.
He has scars and cuts all over him, and he basically carries 2 big spiked gloves and a loincloth, and that is it.
Oh, right. Well, okay,
Oh,
chaps.
It was nice knowing you.
Mordek, aim for the loincloth.
Oh, dear.
If you can
Ah,
reach it.
damn.
Does it count as a large creature? So do I get any bonuses to hit?
Only when you're shooting it.
So-
Roll.
Ilmarin, you stand up and you start shouting these things down, and then your elven senses sort of tingle, and you begin to notice that at least for 20 feet all around you, you've got the staring eyes of what looks like pissed off people that probably could be a little hostile towards you, all staring at you. It's as almost you found yourself in the wrong end of the Blood Bowl stadium, and you
Right now, I don't think there's a right end.
Yeah, I was
for
about to
us
say.
right now.
and
I-
you
When I see
you
them,
start to be bustled around, really. But you sort of start getting.
I'm an
shoved
elf.
and-
I'm far too graceful
Yeah.
for them to even touch me
Yeah.
with their slow human reactions. I'll just
Yeah,
keep sidestepping them.
He says as he gets his teeth
when
kicked
you
in.
sort of when you are pushed, you sort of try and style it out and chuck yourself from side to side.
Yeah.
But but
All the while, I
it's
continue to
happening-
shout, and I'm like, "Don't worry, Mordek. Channel the grudges of your ancients. Mordek, you're too stubborn to
And-
die. You're a dwarf."
at the side of you start feeling things hitting you like saliva and
Excellent.
other foul smelling underwear and all sort of being chucked at you.
And I'm just-
fruit,
Let's- to make it work, I'm going to try and
And-
roll a dodge roll.
okay.
No, I do not dodge the pants. The pants hit me.
You're sort of styling it out. and
It's
as you
not
sort of
as
lift
bad
your-
as what happened a couple of sessions
your
ago.
left hand up. It's like a game of hoopla, and these pants come flying through the air, and you sort of spear them with your hand.
Cool. And then I just throw them back into the crowd.
Okay. There seems to be roughly like a 5-foot gap between you and the rest of a hostile group around you, who just seem to be throwing insults at you.
That's fine.
Not
I
really
know.
original ones like "you pointy twat" and.
Are they saying it in
Yeah.
Bretonia? Because if they're saying it in Bretonia, I ain't got a flipping clue what they're saying.
Yeah. They're saying it in Bretonian.
That's fine. I'm saying things about their mothers in Eletharian, so they probably don't understand what I'm saying either.
Okay. So you're both called to the
Our mother
middle
smelt of elderberry.
by this sort of compare to the battle, and you both sort of face each other. The Duke stands up in his covered area. It says he steps out and turns towards the crowd. Comrades, today we witness the great and savage beating of this filthy dwarf scum. Yes, I have estimated that this man will last no more than a short hand. Indeed, yes. Lafang wishes to wet his fists. And then he turns to you two. Let the fight begin. And you sort of face off. So, what is your initiative, Mordek?
I want to start by the fact this guy's basically get the champion of his army to fight against a merchant.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah,
fact that
I
dwarf.
know,
And he's like, we're so strong.
It's not even a battle hardened dwarf. It's just like, I mean, all Dowie are Dowie warriors because they all have to fight for the clan. But I mean, he's still not. He's not like a hammer or an iron breaker.
Impressive failure.
I know it's just your score.
No, your
Just
initiative.
your
No,
score.
just my score. Oh, sorry.
20.
Well, that's
20.
lucky. 20.
Right, so normally
worry, ogres are
you're
really
used to you're used to other creatures moving more swiftly than you, but you almost feel like a cat against what is this hulking beast. Yeah,
A very
As he
small
sort of
house cat.
telegraphs- Yeah,
You've got 2 rerolls, by the way, Dan.
Yeah.
he sort of telegraphs sort of coming over to you, and he sort of bounds over. What would you like to do?
I'm going to hit him in the balls with my axe.
Oh, you've just been given
Okay.
another one. You've got 3.
3 rerolls. Okay.
Good
We
luck.
believe in you, Mordek.
Points.
Ilmarin's still shouting encouragement from the sidelines.
Right. So,
I'm just going to kind of mutter a prayer to Sigmar.
impressive success.
Oh,
Bad start.
We?
You actually get 1 more success level because I'm assuming you count as charging.
Yeah.
yep.
So, yeah. So give yourself an advantage on your character sheet.
How do I do that?
Combat
Just mark. Just put
at the top. Advantage.
So that's 5 success levels.
What does the ogre get, though?
So the ogre tries to. He sees your blow coming, and even though you are a mighty swift dwarf, he attempts to put one of his.
He gets hit in the balls.
Hold on. No, it's the oops table. I need to find
Right
the
on.
oops table.
Okay,
so you do it automatically when you
Who's
Oh,
your
yeah.
next move?
yeah,
Nice.
as you sort of guide your blade towards him in a rather aggressive manner, he goes to block you, but he stumbles quite badly, and he sort of leans over to the side and sort of sticks his fist into the floor. Okay.
So,
So-
do I roll for damage for the blow I did?
It's
no,
strength
please.
plus 4 plus 6.
You've just rolled weapon skill rather than combat.
Ah, right. I see.
What's
so-
your
So it's
strength?
strength plus 10.
What's your strength
Ouch.
bonus?
Well, my strength is 3.
So 13.
13 damage to the
Why does it say +7 here then?
right arm. Because you get 4 for your weapon.
Yeah.
3 for which
4 for weapon,
Aaron's
3
already
for strength,
included.
and then 6 for the success levels, so it gives you
Yeah.
13 total.
13 total. All right.
How much in total?
13. 1 for you.
13. So yeah,
Right.
so minus.
Dan,
right
in
on.
future, if you click on the combat tab where it's
Roll
got your
that
melee
instead.
weapon, roll that.
All right.
And you've got 2 advantage now.
Okay.
Nice.
And yeah, add on
So-
another advantage.
You get another swing as he sort of he puts all his sort of gusto into sort of trying to get himself back into fighting position again.
I'm trying to add an advantage.
So
Just
on the
click.
combat tab, on the advantage, just click on it,
Yeah, you
highlight
have to
it,
go
and
back
then
into
just
the
type the
tab,
number in.
not in the roll
Won't let me.
dialog box. Not in the roll dialog box. Go back to your count sheet.
Yes.
Combat at the very top it says advantage, that long bar.
Got
Just
you.
put in
Sorry,
2.
guys.
Yeah,
Got
if
it.
you click, if you click that and then you can type.
I
the
had
number.
this problem last week, which is why I know what to do, because I was going.
Got you. Cool. And here we go.
That's 7.
Bloody hell!
You're crushing that right arm.
3 and a 7.
12 damage.
That is
so
for his defense.
He still has to roll to defend.
Yeah, what a dwarven knob.
You really work in the arm as well.
It's like pro wrestling, you're just working that one bit.
Gotta cut it off.
Okay,
Oh,
so
Still
you
win,
got
10
2
damage.
success levels, but you
Yeah.
still win, 10 damage.
10
And you
damage to
gain
the
a
arm.
3rd advantage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh.
That's 23 damage to that ogre. Not bad.
Well,
Minus
minus his toughness in
Quite
armor.
considerable
Well, yeah,
toughness.
yeah.
I don't think armor's factoring into this.
Yeah, if he's nearly.
He's got a freaking loincloth.
Okay. So, the ogre launches an attack upon yourself.
Right.
Oof.
Ooh.
Okay. Can I try and dodge?
You can either dodge, which
Parry.
is based on your agility, or you can parry, which is based on your melee basic,
skill,
but it is minus 20 to parry a large target. So it depends if your dodging is better than your weapon minus 20.
I think my dodge is my agility, so no.
Yeah, but what's your weapon skill minus 20?
My weapon skill minus 20 is still 25. My agility is 18.
Okay,
Oh, so
cool.
it
Go
would
for
be, it would be 30 because it's combat, so melee basic, so 30.
Does a
30.
shield give you any benefit to parry him?
So just roll your, yes, it gives
It's
you plus
defensive,
1
yeah.
success level.
So what am I rolling? I'm still rolling in combat, yeah?
So yeah, roll
Yeah.
in combat on your hand weapon because that'll roll the necessary thing.
Unless you've got a shield, then roll the shield.
I've got a shield, yeah.
Oh, click on that.
Because that'll give that factors in the bonus automatically.
Okay, so but I put challenging and make it
So it's minus 20. So it's whatever that
minus
is.
20 hard roll.
Yep.
Marginal failure.
You got
have
rerolls.
You
I
have got
think it's time for that
rerolls.
reroll.
Yep.
So just let me change that to
Still
thingy
need
here.
to roll pretty spectacularly to avoid it, but
Success.
+2.
However, he got more than you, so he's going to hit you.
Okay. So he hits for 10 plus 2. That's 12. Minus your armor and
On where?
minus your
To the
toughness.
body.
To the body.
Well, that's good. That's where you got like, best
I
armor.
say you got chainmail, right?
Yeah, I've got chainmail plus my toughness. I don't actually think it's going to do anything. Let me check.
So toughness is 4, I'm guessing. And chainmail with your leather gives you 3 armor.
My toughness is 4. My leather plus my so 3 plus a shield, so that's 8.
Plus 2 more.
Take 4 points. 4 wounds.
No, sorry, I lost count. So
His was 12.
You take
Your
4
toughness
wounds.
is 4,
Take 4 wounds.
and your armor is
toughness
3.
is 4,
That's
armor's
7.
That's 7.
And
But
then
you've lost
shield
all
is
your
2,
advantage.
so that's 9. So
Right.
you
So you take 3
damage
wounds.
minus 9.
So you take 3 wounds, but you lose all your advantage.
I think I can live with that.
But you've lost. Yeah, losing the advantage is the nasty bit.
Okay.
So it is your attack again, Mordek, the Fearless.
No advantages again.
Yeah, you're down to 0.
Oh,
As soon
come
as
on.
you take damage, you lose it.
So it's running really slow. Roll. Failure. So I believe I've got another reroll.
You had
You've
like
got
3.
3 still.
I have 3 at the
Yeah, you've
moment.
got another
So
2
Hang
rerolls,
on, you can see what the ogre gets first.
Oh, that's a good point.
He might get a.
Because if he gets
It
a
might
worse,
get worse.
yeah, if you get, oh no, you're going to want to re-roll.
yep.
I'm using the right roll this time.
Oh.
Marginal fact. Damn it.
Can
So-
always fortune
so
point it.
The ogre's now got 2 advantage.
I think I'll use my last reroll before I opt for a. Oh, come on.
Oh dear.
It looks like you're going to be using that resilience point.
Right. So, what are my options here? Use my
Fortune points for another reroll, resilience point to say it was an 11.
You can use a fortune and then a resilience.
I wouldn't waste 2 resources though.
I will use a resilience to
Resilience
say
is permanent though. Fortune is per session.
you know what? I can live with that.
The big ogre.
I seem to have accidentally given myself a load of resilience when in fact I only had 2. I'll come back to that later. So what do we do? So it's an 11.
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe that gives you a
Crit.
success level of 4.
Jim, you can actually edit it
Oh, okay.
on the roll.
Do I get an advantage again?
Yes.
Will
Yes.
do now, yeah.
Of
Just 1 to begin with.
1.
And it's a critical hit.
Just need to roll a 100.
Do you want me to roll a 100?
Hang on.
Yep.
If it gets edited to 11, the critical
Yeah,
hit will
if he-
automatically come up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
edit your attack to
He
to
can't,
11.
Jim. Only you can.
Oh, okay.
It's the little pencil icon, just to the right of where it says bearded axe.
Yeah, no problem. So roll of 11.
Cool.
There you go.
There we go. So if you click on that critical thing, Dan,
Ooh.
77, that's not bad.
Your arm is wrenched out of its socket. Pass a hard -20 endurance test or gain stunned and prone condition. Drop whatever is held in that hand. The arm is now useless.
oh my god,
Gain
So-
1 stun
And
condition.
counts as
That's-
lost.
Until you receive medical attention.
Yeah,
That's
Stunned
sweet.
until you
So
get-
that's pretty handy.
So
Yeah.
11.
You can just keep hitting him while he's stunned.
Can I hit him again?
He's got
Oh, he's
to
gotta
try and
pass
pass
an
an endurance.
Can the
So
ogre pass an endurance check?
it is a -20 though.
Yeah, but he's an ogre.
It's still an ogre.
Yeah, but at -20, he's got a chance.
Is there
Chance of failure.
is there any way that the fate points, the fortune points, or anything can make him fail a roll?
And it hold on, no, but he also takes 4 more wounds as a result of that.
Yeah,
Oh, handy.
but it's the fact that his arm now counts as lost.
He's still got another one.
Yeah, shame he wasn't using a great weapon or something.
To be fair, if he was using a great weapon, we might have lost
Did
the
someone
orc on
just
that
say
first
that's
hit.
pretty handy in the chat?
Oh!
Oh
He's
dear.
stunned.
Oh, stunned and prone.
He's in some trouble now.
Doesn't that make like his rolls like that +40 or something like that?
Oh, stunned. You're incapable of taking an action on your turn. You can only use your move to stagger at half your normal pace. You suffer -10 penalty per stun condition on all tests. You can
And-
defend yourself on opposed tests, but everybody gets a +1 advantage anytime they attack you.
He's also prone.
Yep.
So you're going to get a chance to really wallop him.
Yeah, so that'll be +30 to hit him, plus your advantage now that he's
Which
prone
is now
and
on
stunned.
2 or
No, you're on 1. You've only won
It's on
1.
one,
so
but he
it's-
gets one for attacking him when stunned.
he's trying to recover from this big blow that you've just copped him at the
Smack
side
him
of his,
again.
on his shoulder. And yeah, okay, go for it.
Plus, he took all that damage.
Hold on, Dan. Don't forget to add your modifier because you're attacking a prone target.
What
It's
does that
plus
mean? Plus
20. Plus
average.
20 to hit, and then plus 10 for being stunned.
So he took 15 damage to his left arm also.
So it's plus 30 in total.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you've got 1
Sorry.
advance.
15
Yeah,
plus
damage.
40.
Yeah, because it was 11 plus the 4 wounds for dislocated shoulder.
So it's an advantage
Actually,
to
sorry, no,
one,
it's
and then
11 damage to his left arm plus 4 wounds. Presumably, that's just wounds regardless of toughness.
Yeah, wounds. It wouldn't be so. It wouldn't be so.
Yeah, you can't soak that.
Wouldn't it be advantage
Ah,
too if
feck.
he's?
You've got fortune points.
Yeah, I'm going to use a fortune point on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
also, wouldn't it be advantage too if he's hitting because he's already had 1 advantage and
Yeah,
then
I
Yeah,
thought
he-
it'd be.
No,
Plus
no, no.
40.
He's only hit him once. That all those rolls were him
Yeah.
trying to hit him for the first
Yeah.
time after
Yeah.
being struck.
He only hit him once after being hit, but because he's stunned, he gets an advantage, right?
Yeah, you've got a total of plus 40 to hit him. right now.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So he would have got an advantage for winning.
So
the
it should be
combat.
2 advantage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You should be
Yeah.
2 advantage because you got 1 for winning the combat, and you got 1 because he's stunned, and then you're getting plus 20 because he's prone.
Yeah, so technically plus 50 to hit him right now.
Right.
Why does it still say advantage 2? 1, sorry. Why is that?
It doesn't automatically update.
You gotta
on the
change it.
character sheet. You have to do it.
The advantage.
You have the power.
There we go.
But if it's plus 50, then he's technically hits him.
Yeah, but you might want more success levels because the ogre can still defend himself, can't he? He's just minus 10.
Impressive success.
Nice.
That's more what we like to see.
Okay.
I'm getting
He does
flashbacks
attempt to.
Can he? Well,
Yeah, he
Defender.
can. He's just
Yeah,
minus
okay.
10.
He's got minus 10 to it, yep.
I'm getting flashbacks to the mountain versus whatever that snake dude was. Like, it's
oh,
going
he
so well.
succeeded.
He did well, but not well enough.
Yeah.
So you win and do 8 damage.
Which probably isn't going to do very much.
He always takes 1 at least, but that does give you an advantage, Dan.
More
So you
advantage.
have advantage 3. And you're still wailing on him.
Okay. Okay, he does get an attack back this time.
No, he's
That's like
stunned. He
an
can't
action,
take.
it's
He
Oh,
can't
he's
take an
stunned,
action.
so
He has
Yeah,
to.
he's stunned until he
Attention.
gets medical care.
Ah,
Where's this
so
fight
he
is
is.
over.
He can only oppose rolls.
So he's on his knee and he's just
This
sort
was
of
to the
holding
death,
his,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going to hit him again.
Yeah.
Oh, Mordek.
Yes, do it.
He is a dwarf. He won't do it.
Also, the Duke horribly insulted him as well. There's a
True.
grudge to be settled right now.
Yep.
Loudly.
This dwarf won't last. Oh.
Impressive success.
Okay. He again tries to defend himself.
It's only a +5 on your.
You got 100. You're up against 100 now. Jesus Christ. Oh.
Jesus.
Hey, you hit him and you gain advantage again.
Yep.
In the left arm, by the way, lads. In the left arm.
So
What did we
that's
cap
enough.
the advantage at?
5, wasn't it?
5.
So
That's
it's
the
another.
dislocated arm. You hit him in his dislocated arm. You fucking savage. Like he's like, oh fuck, and you're like,
Well, the dwarf's right-handed. It's just where he's going to be hitting him.
you're just trying to cut it off.
Just as the dwarf sort of is this like sort of limp arm again, and the ogre lets out a roar. You see 2 figures dash out from the crowd into where the fight is happening, and they sort of draw back their cloaks, and they've got like hand crossbows, and they let loose.
Jim,
shots.
would I have noticed this with my 6th sense before they did all of this?
No, you're just being overwhelmed with your senses of spittle, saliva, fists, kicks, and general unhappy, not very nice Bretonians.
Was there
Okay.
anyone with a bow nearby?
Can I shout
Then-
"Get down" in Bretonian at the Duke?
Yeah, okay. You see, there's 2 bolts get fired into the tent, but you can't see past the wall, so you don't know whether they've hit or what's gone on.
Could I have shouted a warning to the Duke as I see them running onto the pitch in Bretonia?
You do shout. You do shout a warning. Yes. Okay, and then
Pitch.
there are many sort of shots from out of the tent as well as these 2
Morons.
assassins.
I think morons works.
Bolts and arrows from guards around the area, and they sort of both slump to the ground, resembling what a porcupine almost, or a hedgehog, with that many
And
pieces
in
of wood.
response to all of this,
Mordek cuts an ogre's head off.
Mordek hits the
Mordek's
ogre.
just still wailing.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I don't stop.
Okay,
Oh,
so
keep on wailing on this.
I imagine it almost being like that bit in the new Winter Soldier Falcon program where like Captain America is standing over with his shield. I just now imagine Mordek over the ogre with his shield, just smashing it into the ogre's head.
definitely.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
It's brutal. I don't think we're getting out of this alive, but you know,
Totally worth it.
Hey, you kill an ogre out of it. That's a pretty good story.
So, I need a
Make me
drink.
another roll again, Mr.
All right,
Mordek.
okay. So I'm on 4 advantage.
And plus
He's-
30.
He's still prone.
I believe
Still
you're
stunned.
on advantage level taking the piss.
Impressive success.
yeah, you're rolling higher each time. You
Oh.
get another advantage.
It's just not
69 house rule. That's got to be in the nuts.
Right legs, doesn't it?
Actually, that is a great house rule. Yes,
That's in the-
100%.
Yeah,
Love it.
You know?
That's
Mordek
cool.
just
Straight in the
stamps.
baby maker. Yeah.
Mordek just
Right.
stamps and like he would on a bug.
Oh, getting hit by an axe in the groin. Oh,
When you're only wearing a loincloth. Not a good look.
Marginal
Ooh.
failure.
And
So
no
he
defense.
goes to
12 damage to the crotch.
block it, and Mordek sort of lets rip, and there's a slashing noise, there's a squeal, and what looks like a baby's arm fades across the floor. Yeah.
Really nasty.
And he slumps down onto the floor and then face first into the dirt. And he doesn't look like he's moving anymore.
The blow that killed him.
Hagen looks towards the Duke's tent and goes, "Well, my grace, that's what an Empire's dwarf merchant does to your champion. I'd hate to see what one of their warriors would do."
So there's just guards rushing everywhere, and they sort of rush over to these bodies, and they're sort of stabbing them on the floor. And the Duke sort of walks out, and he's literally surrounded by what looks like bodyguards of like soldiers, and they've got their shields up. And
Mordek's probably got a bit of the red mist kind of going at the moment, so
Just as long as
He's
you're
still just
focusing
hacking at
on
this
the ogre.
ogre.
Just as long as he's just focusing on the ogre, because if he goes red mist and starts hacking at the Bretonians,
Hagen looks at the Duke, and says, "Well, my grace, since this battle is over, can we now return to Lady Notch and tell her that you and your retinue will be attending the ball?"
you will not
It's
be going
completely
anywhere.
straight-faced.
Yes, you pitiful cheats. It is obviously you beat Lafang with poisons, and you are in league with assassins. Yes,
That is
you
in
will
no
be
way
made
true.
to pay for your crimes. You will be hung by the neck. Yeah, and as he sort of releases the word neck, you notice the two bodies on the floor start twitching. And then they both sit up, and as if something's controlling them by a string, they start to sort of move, and the soldiers are sort of backing off. Yeah. And then they sort of take a break for a small while, and they just go into a rage, these two former assassins that are now dark creatures almost, and the soldiers are hacking at them, and it's not even stopping them. It doesn't seem to be harming them at all. There's bits of body flying off here, there, and
We
everywhere.
should run.
But these soldiers are literally falling by the tens almost. Yeah, the Duke is sort of ushered away with his bodyguard, and these there's more and more soldiers coming down, and these two creatures are literally going at it, so to speak.
Hagen.
I'm going
Time
to
to
be
run.
grabbing. I'm going to be grabbing Mordek. So
Everyone around me will just be like, "Boys, cheese it."
I was already going
Ilmarin
to,
was already on his way.
I was already going to
Let's-
get Mordek because
I
to
was about to
try
say, yeah,
and-
please
try and
someone try and
shake
come
him
get
out.
me.
Yeah, Callum was going to come
All
and
I'm
get
going
you
to say
anyway,
is,
and then it's just dragging you away. from the
Mordek, are you
massacre.
taking any souvenirs from the fight?
Do it.
The baby arm.
It looks a bit like a baby's arm.
I
I'm
was,
going to wear it as a necklace.
Then we can call you. We can get you that name wrong all the time and call you Mordek. Yeah, but
Ang's Wang Slayer.
This is my wang sled. No, I'm not in a fit mind to take any
Okay.
trophy at the moment.
Let's head to the
Okay.
stables, get some horses, and get the hell
Yeah,
out of
we
here.
are legging
Where,
it.
where was our
absolutely.
gear?
They had our
By
weapons
the
outside, didn't
gates.
they? Yeah.
No, because they brought it to the
Okay.
tent this morning.
Honestly,
No,
at
they
this
didn't.
stage, I
Oh,
don't care.
Only more deck. Only more decks.
there's
Our
lots
stuff
of
isn't.
commotion within the camp, and it is literally panic as these two things going almost like a blender of some form, a whirling dervish, and they're cutting these creatures down. They're cutting these soldiers down as you sort of leave the amphitheater area.
I swoop down as against one of these dead soldiers that they've already gone through, and yet pull up his longsword, so at least I'm armed as we run back towards the stables.
Okay.
If there's an opportunity, I'll grab one. Otherwise, I'm just legging it.
Yeah,
That's pretty much
okay.
where I'm going.
You leg it through
if
the
I get
camp
the
and
opportunity,
you-
I'll pick something stabby up.
You're almost being ignored as there's lots of soldiers sort of heading into the camp further to sort of meet with these two creatures. And yeah, you get to the stabled area, and there's plenty of horses in there to choose
Is
from.
there the bucket of our stuff?
Yes, the bucket of your stuff is there.
I'll just scoop up
It
the
is
bucket.
in some form of liquid, though.
Those bastards.
We'll worry about that later. I'm
yeah.
literally picking it up and
Yeah.
getting on a horse.
Yep. Saddle
Okay.
our horses
Slash
and
it,
get
slap
the
it in
hell.
the cart.
Okay, and you head off through the camp gate, and we shall call it there for tonight. Okay, so
That
thank you
was
everybody
awesome.
for watching. Tonight you've witnessed the mighty Mordek Ogre Slayer
That was awesome.
do the unexpected and near impossible by defeating this absolute beast of an ogre on his own. We now have an official hero in our party. Yeah, someone who can back up what he says, unlike the elf.
The elf has never made any comments about winning fights. It's I will run away, and that's what he's done so well.
Hey, all I'm saying is we picked the right champion.
No kidding.
Myron just wanted to do it because it sounded fun. He's kind of glad he didn't get to do it though.
Okay, but thank you for
Quite.
tuning in to episode 4. And
Thanks for
we
the
shall be.
rerolls.
Yeah,
Thank you
very
very much.
helpful.
Reroll. Thank you
And
very much.
I'm absolutely sorry to who gave me a reroll there at the end. I didn't have a chance to use it.
It was Pat, I
Spider
think.
Queen. Yeah, Pat, thank you very much for that. And I do apologise for not using it. I would like to carry it over to the next session, but I'm not going to.
If you enjoyed the
it's not
show,
allowed.
if you enjoyed the show,
Yeah.
do go on over to YouTube when it comes up and drop it a like and a comment. It really helps us like massively.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we very much appreciate you all tuning in and taking part in our storytelling. But thank you very much, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.